UK's coalition of fear, 10 nations against Russia. Britain is leading a new push to build a joint northern naval force with 9 allied countries aimed at countering growing Russian maritime threats along Europe's northern sea borders. The move comes as London warns of rising naval activity by Moscow, especially submarine operations and surveillance near critical undersea infrastructure. At the heart of the plan is the UK-led Joint Expeditionary Force, bringing together the Netherlands, Nordic and Baltic states, with Canada also considering joining. The proposed force is designed to act faster than NATO, training together, integrating capabilities, and preparing for immediate combat if required. The urgency is clear. Russian incursions into UK waters have surged by nearly 30% in just 2 years.
Russia remains the gravest threat to our security. I aim to create a maritime force that trains, exercises, and prepares together. A force designed to fight immediately if required, with real capabilities, real war plans, and real integration.
The initiative also reflects a deeper concern in London, that NATO alone may not be enough in a fast-moving crisis. Officials say the new family of allied fleets will deliver coordinated maritime, air, and amphibious strike power across the region, creating what they call a persistent deterrent against Russia.
A family of allied fleets, something that has not happened in decades. A force that is stronger, collectively, than the sum of its parts.
But the backdrop raises uncomfortable questions. Just weeks ago, nearly 100 sanctioned Russian-linked tankers passed through UK waters despite warnings, exposing gaps in enforcement and credibility. Now, Britain appears to be shifting gears, from struggling to act to preparing for confrontation at sea. This is more than a military build-up. It's a strategic correction. As Russian assertiveness grows, the UK is moving to restore deterrence, plug enforcement gaps, and project power in contested waters. The message is clear, from failing to act to preparing to fight. Putin's shadow fleet is testing Britain's resolve and exposing what critics call an empty threat. Weeks after Keir Starmer authorized action against Russian-linked vessels, nearly 100 sanctioned ships have continued to pass through UK waters, raising serious questions about enforcement. Data shows 98 vessels transited British waters in just 1 month after the March 25th warning, many hugging the English Channel, others moving through Scotland's maritime zone. No boardings, no seizures. Despite strong rhetoric, the UK's crackdown appears to lack teeth, widening a growing credibility gap.
You have to quickly follow up with boardings, or otherwise those vessels will conclude that it was an empty threat.
As London struggles to act, Moscow is turning the tables, escalating its narrative at the United Nations Security Council. Russia is reframing Western enforcement as outright illegality, accusing Europe of weaponizing maritime law under the guise of sanctions.
EU countries do not hesitate to seize and arrest merchant ships, grossly violating the 1982 UN Convention on the Law of the Sea. There is no concept of a shadow fleet in international law.
For Moscow, there is no shadow fleet, only what it calls a fabricated label to justify aggressive seizures. The Kremlin warns such actions risk triggering a domino effect, threatening global trade routes and pushing maritime tensions toward dangerous escalation.
Under the law of the sea, a coastal state cannot stop a vessel for inspection at its own discretion. Such steps are a gross violation of the right of innocent passage and an encroachment on freedom of navigation.
From legal warfare to narrative battles, this is no longer just about sanctions, it's about control of the seas. With NATO's shadow looming and global shipping lanes at stake, the question now is clear. Can Britain enforce its warnings, or has Putin's fleet already called the bluff?